right. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. My name is Ben Sturtevant. I am the Chief Operating and Chief Marketing Officer with Elite CEOs. And today we are live. I'm going to be sharing with you some content talking about creating content that's going to help you convert more leads and sales. So I do a lot of audits for some of our clients, our high ticket coaching clients. And often what I see is these people struggle, most businesses in general struggle with creating content for social, with creating content for lead magnets, with creating content that on a consistent basis, whether you're trying to do any type of marketing at all. So that's what we're going to talk today about. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through my problems to solutions grid. And I have actually created a little template here. If anybody wants this, you can just type in problems down below in the comments. And I'll send you a link to copy this so that you can create your own version. And it's very simple. And the concept here, what we're doing is we're going to break down some of the problems that you might face with your offer. And I'll try to create a couple of different examples for you just to see how easy this really is, because it's not a difficult concept. What you have to understand is to be effective in marketing, to be effective with any kind of business, you need to solve problems. That's the best way to create offers that work and win. You help people solve problems. So what I find often is that people will go out and they'll try to copy other people's content, right? They'll take content that other people are doing and they'll try to duplicate it, make it their own. And that's fine if it applies to your target audience. And that's the big question. You really need to understand who your target audience is and what kind of problems you're trying to solve. And if you don't know that, you need to do more research. So this is more for those of you who are a little bit farther along in your development process. If you don't know your target audience, if you don't know who they are, you don't know what their pain points and frustrations and goals are, if you don't know any of that stuff, then this doesn't really apply to you yet. You're not ready to produce content because you don't really know what they want. And that's often what I find is a lot of people are out there trying to create content and they really don't have a good idea of what their target audience wants to see. So the first step of this obviously is that target research, getting in and getting to know who your audience is. But once you identify that, you can start to create content based on those things. So I'm going to take you through a little exercise, and this is exactly what I do when I come up with ideas for the content that we produce in terms of lead magnets with our VSLs, with our components of our offers and the splinter offers, all the low ticket offers that we create. All have come from this concept, and I'm going to walk you through it. So I'm going to start with a weight loss offer, okay? Typically in a weight loss offer, you're going to have a healthy eating component, right? And this is, something that people are going to need to, they're going to need to focus on within your program, some sort of healthy eating program. Now, what are some of the questions or what are some of the problems that you may run into when trying to get people to do this, right? Maybe let's list them out. They don't have time, right? Maybe they don't, they can't afford it, right? Maybe they can't afford to eat healthy, or they think that they can't. Maybe they think it's too expensive, right? Maybe they think, what else? Throw some ideas in there for me. I don't know. What else? What other challenges does it come to? Maybe they don't have, they don't know what to buy. Right? So let's talk about some of these things. So if you're in the fitness space, the health and fitness space, and you're helping people to try to lose weight, who doesn't have the time? A lot of people, right? Whether they have kids, whether they have, they're always going in different directions. I know my family experienced that firsthand. We have two kids. They're a little bit older now, but I remember when they were a little younger, my daughter was going to dance. My son had, baseball, sports. So we were constantly going in different directions and trying to, come up with an easy solution for eating healthy was hard, right? We didn't really have a plan for that. So if that is genuinely a problem that your avatar faces, I could come up with a solution for that. So what would that solution be, right? What would that, what do you think you would come up with in order to create that? Well, if they don't have the time, maybe maybe you come up with a training or a resource is, how to prepare healthy meals in 15 minutes. You could also do how to prepare meals, or maybe you could do even, how to eat out, how to eat healthy when you're on the go, how to eat out, how to eat fast food healthy. There's so many different ways you could go with this, and you could create a lot of different solutions for this. So what could you do with this how to prepare healthy meals in 15 minutes? Well, number one, you could obviously do a live. You could do a reel. You could repurpose that live that you do into other social content like a YouTube video or a YouTube post. You could also create a lead magnet from it. And so many people get so caught up with, oh gosh, creating lead magnets are so hard. No, it's not. Okay, let me show you. I'm going to show you really quickly. So this is our Elite 360 system. This is a template that we give you. Okay, I'm just going to clone this step. I'm going to go into this page, and I'm going to show you how you can take that content that you produce on social, and what did I say? How to prepare healthy meals in 15 minutes. I'm going to show you how to create a lead magnet here. How to prepare healthy meals in 15 minutes. Right? You can delete all this other stuff if you wanted to. You don't have to have any of this other stuff if you don't want to. You could just make it super simple. Boom. I now have a VSL that I can send people to. I can just send that. I can put the opt-in page right in front of it. Now I'm done. That's how quickly you should be able to recreate content and turn it into multiple avenues of information. By the way, if you're coming on a little bit late or you're watching the replay of this, if you comment problems down below, I'm going to give you my problems to solutions grid template here. And you can use this for yourself. So that's just an example. They can't afford to eat healthy. How to eat healthy for less than $10 per day. Something like that. Again, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Instagram Live, turn it into a lead magnet. You can simply repurpose the content that you already have. And this can go on and on and on. And watch what we can do here, right? So they don't know what to buy is another one. So maybe you give them a done for you shopping list, right? But maybe you take it a level further from here, right? Let me go over a little bit. And you could go down even more, and you could do like a live shopping. Let me put it over here. You could do like a live shopping where you take them with you as you're going through it live, right? You could do live. You could do this up here too. I don't have the time. So you could do live cooking, right? Where you're going along with them. You could literally break all of these down into different sections and different categories, and you could start breaking out all of this content and have literally an endless supply of information about eating healthy. But let's go with let's take our avatar, for example, which are business owners, right? So what is something that business owners struggle with? Well, lead generation, right? So they want consistent. A problem is consistent lead flow, right? Or what else? Can't afford it to advertise, right? What else? What are some other things that people struggle with when it comes to lead generation? Don't know what to say, right? Or market, advertise, right? Okay, so let me just show you how I would go through this thought process. So consistent lead flow, right? What would I create for this? Here's our secret method to generating consistent lead flow. It's not rocket science, is it? Right? You see where I'm going with this? Can't afford to advertise. Here's how we're helping clients earn $100K per month with zero ad spend, something like that, right? You guys, I think you get the point, right? And I can go on and on and on. Let's look at people who are, let's say you're in the, the real estate, like, you're teaching people how to flip houses, right? House flipping. What is something what's a problem that they would have? Don't know where to find listings, right? So what would you do? What would you come up with in order to solve that problem? My 3-step process for finding the perfect house to flip, something like that. And you could go on, and you could create a whole series of these. So for example, you could get into, how to affordably, flip houses, how to properly find the right real estate agents. You could just go down the list and all around this one little concept here. And where I find so many people get stuck is they don't think about it from a logical standpoint. Guys, just take a step back and think about this. If you've got people out there who are struggling with something, or they have problems that they're trying to overcome, if you were just to present to them a solution, is that going to make them trust you more? Think about that, because that's what you're trying to do in marketing. You're trying to kind of, hey, over here, trust me, I can help you, right? But why would they listen to you if you're talking about yourself and how great you are and how many people you've helped? That really has nothing to do with it. That's more kind of middle of the funnel, bottom of the funnel kind of stuff, where you're trying to build the authority. But the first goal, the first step in marketing is get people to trust you. And that means you have to hook them. And the way that you hook them is by solving their problems. So that's what the problems to solutions grid is. And you can go on and on and on and on. So, let me go back to, the family. Let's go back to the healthy eating, right? And maybe I've got, it's, the family, maybe the family won't eat it. That's a problem, right? So what could I do? Just in this one, I could create a whole subsection under just this sort of objection or problem or issue. I could create, what other problems are there, right? It's takes too much time. Don't know what to cook. Don't know how to make everyone happy, right? And again, I can just go on and on and on just around this one little subsection of eating healthy. And I can create direct targeted content around that specific objection. Think about that. So every day you could take literally just the healthy eating component of a fitness offer, break it out into sort of the main issues, and then each of those main issues could have subcategories under each one of them. So you could be doing lives, you could be doing social content, your lead magnets could all be around, hey, getting your family to eat healthy is really, really difficult. And, one of the reasons that I've found that this is really difficult is because it takes too much time. Or I'm going to show you how to create super quick meals for your entire family. So it's similar to like the other one, right? But this one is specific and focused around the family, right? It's a different objection. It's a different problem, but it's something that people are dealing with. Again, you can do this in all different types of, let's say you're teaching investing, right? And one of the objections is, or one of the hurdles or problems that people have to get through is, they don't know where to start. They don't know what stocks to buy, right? They don't know. So you could have something very simpler, but, simple here, like, follow my trades kind of a thing. This could be an example, and you could do that in a live. So you could do this live, and then you can repurpose that into, Reels, YouTube, etc., right? And then from underneath there, they don't know where to invest or what to invest in. You could do, they don't, maybe they're overwhelmed, right? And maybe you're also talking, maybe they're struggling with, this is totally off the cuff, by the way. So I'm just kind of spitballing here, right? And doing this with you. This is what, if I were to sit down with you, this is what I would do is we would go through and I'd say, tell me the problems, tell me the things that you're struggling with or that your avatar is struggling with. And let's really identify what those big ones are. So they don't know where to start, right? They're overwhelmed. What else? Maybe they don't have a lot of money, right? And I could just continue to go down the list over and over and over again with problem after problem after problem after problem. And all within this, they don't know where to start, right? Is that the only issue that they deal with? Of course not, right? Then comes in, strategy, right? Maybe that's the next, sort of issue. They don't have a strategy. And you could do all kinds of different ones for the strategy. And all of these are just creating solutions. So all this to sum up, if you are struggling with coming up with content, if you are struggling with putting content out consistently, and that's the way that you win in social, this is a great way to knock that out of the park. I would just list out all of the problems. And these can be goals as well, right? So maybe they have a goal to get to $1 million, right? Let's say that their goal with investing, their goal is financial freedom, right? That's great. But within that, they don't have a lot of stuff, right? They don't have a lot of the stuff up here. They don't know where to start. They're overwhelmed. They don't have a lot of money. So you can do different types of content where it's not a negative, right? Where you're not addressing a negative, but you're addressing a positive. But what you're using is the problems to solutions grid to fill in the gaps, right? So if I were to say, hey, okay, you want financial freedom, I'm going to show you in this video how to, ditch your 9-to-5 job, get financial freedom by following my 3-step investing strategy, right? And I'm going to show you, how to, where to start. I'm going to show you how to avoid overwhelm, and I'm going to show you how to do this without investing a lot of money. Do you see what I just did there? I just created a kick-ass lead magnet, social content, whatever, by just identifying what their problems are, and then at the same time, what their goals are. And I'm using them together. So you don't have to overthink this, but by identifying what the problems are, really being clear on what those people are dealing with and what they're really after, you can piece together some really good content. And you should never struggle with creating content ever again. And I want to be super clear, guys. When I'm talking about content, I'm not just talking about putting posts on social. Yes, that's important, but you have to think of your social as not a way to get leads, but more to nurture people. This is especially true if you're doing a lot of organic outreach. So you're reaching out and connecting and messaging a lot of people, or you're running ads and you're bringing a lot of people sort of into your ecosystem. People want to get to know you. They're going to follow you for a long time. I cannot tell you the number of people that we enroll every single month who said, "Oh, I've followed us for, I followed you guys for years, followed Tanner for years." It happens all the time. And so we don't necessarily focus on our social content as a way to attract leads, but we use it more as a way to nurture. So all of the content that we're coming up with is all designed to squash objections and the objections are the problems, right? The people will say things, well, I don't know where to start, so I can't do this. Or I don't, in our business, we get a lot of I don't really know what my offer is yet, so I don't think I'm ready for coaching. And that's why we put content out there that says, time out, right? We're going to show you exactly how to start an offer from scratch, right? We have content around there. We will also get people who are farther along who say, I don't need coaching. I just want to learn. I just need help hiring, right? Or scaling, right? That's why we have content out there that solves and addresses those things. So it's not just one little piece of the puzzle. So I'll go back to the fitness as an example. If you've got people who are constantly, at different levels, right? And it's a great example because I think everyone can kind of relate to this. If you are working with people who, helping them lose weight, maybe there's some people who only need to lose like 10 pounds to get extremely lean and cut and, look really, really good. That's what their goal is. And there's some people like me that need to lose like 80 pounds, right? That's a different conversation. Those people have different pain points. So if your content is always focused on one thing, one sort of avenue with your avatars, it's not going to hit everybody. That's why we do so many different, right? And that's where that content comes from, is the problems to solutions grid concept. So again, if you want that, down below the video, just type in problems and I will give you a copy to this grid. And like I said, it's super easy. You're going to have to make a copy of it. So as soon as you get it, just make a copy of it. And it's just in a Google Sheet. And then you can create different versions. What I would recommend that you do down below, if you've never worked with Google Sheets, just create a, here you could just duplicate it, right? And now you've got a different copy. So you can, what I would do is create a problems to solutions grid for each sort of section of your offer. So let me show you an example, right? Let's say this is my healthy eating one. And then I'm going to list all the problems underneath here. And then I'm going to list the solutions for those, right? Then over on this one, I'm going to do, what's the other component of a fitness offer? It would probably be like, like in a, I don't know, exercise plan, right? So I'm going to list out all of the issues here. And then I would create another tab for, personal coaching. If that's, another component of your offer, another problem that they have, or an objection. And for us, for example, we get a lot of people who will say things like, I'm skeptical. I don't want to work with a coach. I've worked with a coach before. That's an objection. It's a problem, right? It's something that our ideal client has to get over. So do we have content that addresses that? You bet we do, right? That is on our social sort of calendar, our marketing calendar. It's on, we have implemented it in different parts of our business. So these are things that you've got to address. So list them out. If you don't like calling them problems, call them objections, right? Whatever you want to call them. List out all of the issues that people have within your niche, right? And then address them and just create solutions around them. And before you know it, your social content gets more consistent, which is what you're after. Number two, you're going to be converting a lot more people because they're going to start following you. They're going to start listening to you. You're going to get more engagement. And more importantly, you're going to get more clients. So hopefully this was helpful for you guys. I really appreciate you spending some time with me. Chris, I see you there. I will get you that. Robin, thank you so much for commenting. And thank you guys. We'll see you on the next training. Have a good one.